Team Jackson, what's happening? So I got sent this tweet a couple of minutes ago and was asked to give my thoughts on it. So I'm going to read it real quick, all right? It says, the quote, people make time for what they want to make time for is utter BS. People have goals, bills, sick relatives, secret issues, have jobs and health problems. The fact that they aren't making time for you doesn't mean that they don't want to. It means they have a life they prioritize in front of your immediate wants. Consider doing the same. Basically what I see is a list of reasons you should be okay settling for a dude who's only there to waste your time by telling you he doesn't feel like you're worthy of his. And since he gave you 6 cop-outs, I'm gonna give you 6 reasons why all of this is trash, and so is anybody that tries to sell it to you. First off, ask yourself, how long do you think it took for him to compose this tweet, or to check on his favorite team's playoff score, or to play Fortnite, or to roll weed, or whatever? How long do you think it takes? Probably more time than it takes to simply text you and say, hey, just checking on you to see if you're good. Or I saw your call, can I call you back in a few minutes when I'm free? Like, don't you find it funny that these same dudes that try to convince you to be okay with scraping the bottom of the barrel of their spare time have no problem making time for all of these other recreational, non-productive activities every day? Second reason, you want to know why bills is rightfully high up in that priority list of things he won't compromise on? Because when it comes to gas companies, landlords, power companies, etc., you know that they don't negotiate. They don't hear out explanations. They require what they require. And either you're going to deliver that or you're going to get cut off. So the fact that he even mentioned bills shows that he fully understands that. No matter if his mama catches the flu or his goldfish dies tomorrow, whatever, he knows that they don't negotiate, they cut off. So why do you think he's trying to negotiate with you? The answer is not because other things are so important, but because he thinks you won't cut him off. Either that or he doesn't care. Thirdly, this whole part about secret issues, like, come on, bro. In what part of life is secret issues a valid reason not to hold up your end of the bargain? Like, imagine lending somebody some money and when it's time to pay you back, they say they can't because of secret issues. Or you don't work your ass off all week and your employer short you on your check. And when you ask him why, he said, because of secret issues. Like, that sounds like some shit Donald Trump would say. Hey, ain't nobody getting tax refunds this year because of secret issues. Man, it'll be a riot outside. So when this dude come to you talking about, hey, I know you gave me what I wanted from you, but now it's time for me to hold up my end of the bargain and give you what you want, I can't because of secret issues. You need to send that to the trash and the man who said it to you. Fourth reason these tweets are garbage is because he mentioned having health problems. Now, if you have health problems, that should prevent you from going to work, running the streets, or anything that would otherwise make you busy, right? Which should result in more time to at least talk to your woman. Now, you may not be able to do specific activities, but I know people that are fighting cancer, paraplegic people, amputees that spend plenty of time with their loved ones. Why? Because when you have a real health scare, that puts life in perspective to where you want to focus on what's most important, which is spending time with the people that you care most about. So if your man is really dealing with health problems and he's not spending any time with you. And the fifth reason, he mentioned having sick relatives. But if somebody is so sick that they need another person to take care of them, that typically means they're spending most of their day on bed rest. Like, they don't require 24/7 hands-on involvement to where that person can't do anything else. That's why a lot of nurses are able to tend to 7 or 8 of our sick relatives and then go home and support their man's mixtape dreams and raise a child. So stop it. You know, and let's not act like these dudes are really out here being primary or sole caretakers of their sick relatives. And if he tells you that, you need to check and see if his shoulder is dislocated for that far-ass reach. And lastly, he mentioned that if a man doesn't make time for you, it's not because he doesn't want to. But want to doesn't mean anything. All that matters is what he's going to do or what he's actually doing. Like, want to doesn't make you lose weight, but actually going to the gym and dieting does. Want to pass a test doesn't help you pass that test, but actually studying does. So want to don't mean shit if all you're actually doing is giving her these lame ass excuses of why you won't. You know what, while we at it, let's go ahead and throw in one more. What he's relegated to just your immediate wants is really his prior commitment that he made voluntarily to give it to you. Unless you put a gun to his head, you didn't give yourself these expectations of his time. More than likely, you were minding your damn business whenever he came and approached you. And he had plenty of time for that. He didn't have this laundry list of hard knock life stopping him from getting you. So why, when it comes to the time he needs to invest to keep you, that's your problem. That ain't got nothing to do with him. That's your immediate want. And you need to go find something to make yourself busy. So no, the quote that people will make time for who they want to make time for is not bullshit. But any man or woman that tries to convince you otherwise is. However, I have a solution for those who honestly believe that's true, especially my brothers. If you don't have the availability and the qualifications to keep a job, you don't put in an application. And if you don't have the availability and the qualifications to keep a woman, leave her alone.